Robert Capa, Born in Humanity Amidst the Horrors of War. Robert Capa lived from 1913 to 1954 and was widely considered one of the greatest war photographers of all time. He led a far-ranging and adventurous life spanning multiple wars and countless assignments. Born Andre Friedman to a Hungarian Jewish family in Pest, Hungary, his parents were Deso and Juliana, who were working-class members occupied in the clothing industry. His younger brother Cornell was born 5 years later. Andre had a happy childhood and was not academically inclined, but he was friendly, charismatic, popular, and easygoing. His childhood was cut short when, at the age of 17, he was arrested under suspicion of communist sympathies. Although he was freed, he was exiled from Hungary. Winding up in Berlin, he attended the Deutsche Hochschule for Politik, but he grew bored with his studies, and struggling financially, young Andre gave up and began to pursue photography. A friend of his gave Andre a chance at the Deutsche Fotodienst, where he learned to use a Leica camera and received his earliest photography assignments. Andre fled Berlin to Paris when Hitler and the Nazis rose to power in the 1930s. Again destitute and struggling to find a new job, Andre's fortunes changed when he made new friendships. Andre formed a lifelong friendship with David Chin Seymour and Henri Cartier-Bresson during his hard times in Paris. They shared a lifelong friendship and they would influence each other in many ways. His first big assignment came through an old friend, a coworker from his days at the DFO, Simon Gutmann. He met Gerda Polyerez and around this time, who later changed her name to Gerda Taro. She persuaded him to promote his photography under the fictional Bob Capa alias, supposedly an American photographer who was wildly successful and in high demand. His popularity soared. However, the ruse was discovered and he was forced to legally change his name to Robert Capa. He received an increasing demand for work, and around this time in the 30s was when he went to Spain to document the Spanish Civil War. Gerda went with him. They became lovers, and she was the first love of his life, but sadly she was killed while on assignment in Spain. This is one of Capa's earliest and most famous photographs. It's titled Fallen Soldier, taken during the Spanish Civil War. It received widespread attention both for its unflinching look at violence on the front lines and also for accusations that it was staged. Regardless of the result, resulting in Capa being thrown into worldwide fame. Some of Capa's most prolific body of work is from World War II. His most iconic images are his 11 surviving negatives taken during the invasion in Omaha Beach in Normandy, France, on D-Day. These are the only surviving photographic record we have of this most momentous invasion of all of world history. Throughout his long career, Capa managed to show the humanity amidst the horrors of war. Although a war photographer, Capa hated war, and somehow he managed to show both the atrocities and horror and fear and dying and death surrounding it, but also the humanity of those involved. He achieved an expressiveness and poignancy that was rarely equaled by others. He showed great dignity, both his friends and his foes. In the 40s, Capa was the driving force in the formation of Magnum, along with fellow photographers William Van Diver, Henri Cartier-Bresson, David Chin Seymour, and George Roger. They formed this cooperative to try to give more authority and freedom to the photographers themselves instead of the journalist organizations they were working for. They wanted to maintain copyright and artistic direction of their work. In 1954, Capa died in the Red River Delta on the front lines of the French Indochina War. He stepped on a landmine while recording the action on the front lines. He was substituting for a vacant spot on a life assignment. He served in many theaters during his long career, including the Spanish Civil War, the Sino-Japanese War, World War II, the French Indochina War, and across many countries, including Mexico, Russia, and in theaters such as Hollywood and Paris, and recorded the foundation of Israel state. He led by example for what a war photographer can and should be. He was always in the thick of danger and didn't look for his personal safety, but instead was focused on capturing what was actually happening. changed the nature of war photography ever with its directness and unflinching view into its center of things. He is the driving force in the founding of Magnum, a photographic cooperative that exists to this day and inspires photographers both past and present. And this is the more exciting page.